Once upon a time, in a big green forest, there lived a fox named Felix. Felix was a fox who loved to keep everything for himself. He had lots of yummy food hidden away in his cozy den, but as a greedy fox he didn't want anyone else to have it. The other animals in the forest didn't like Felix very much because he was always so greedy and never shared. But Felix's happy life didn't last forever. It hadn't rained for a very long time in the forest, and the land was very dry and there was not enough food for the animals to eat. Felix's den, once filled with yummy food, started to empty out. His secret stash of berries and nuts disappeared, and he couldn't find anything to eat. His tummy rumbled, and he felt very, very hungry. Felix didn't know what to do because there was no more food in his den. As days went by, Felix the Fox got hungrier and sadder. His tummy growled louder and louder because he had no food left. He looked all around the forest, hoping to find something to eat, but everything was dry, and there were no berries or nuts. Felix felt very weak, like he couldn't even run and play anymore. So he went to the other animals in the forest and asked for help. But remember how Felix was always greedy and never shared with them? Well, the other animals remembered too, and they didn't want to help. Felix felt lonelier than ever. No one wanted to help him. That's when he learned that being greedy can make others not want to help when you really need it. Just when Felix thought things couldn't get any worse, something surprising happened. Rabbit, squirrel, and owl, the very same animals Felix had never shared with, saw how hungry and weak he had become. They talked to each other and decided to do something kind. They brought some of their own food to Felix. It was not much, just a few berries and nuts, but it was enough to stop Felix's tummy from growling. Felix was very surprised and happy. He hadn't expected anyone to help him, especially after how he had treated them before. As Felix received kindness and help from other animals, he began to change. He felt something different inside his heart. He started to realize how good it felt when someone cared about him and shared with him when he needed it the most. Felix thought about how he had acted before, always keeping everything to himself. He felt bad about it, and he didn't want to be that way anymore. Felix made a big decision. He decided that he wanted to be a better fox and a better friend to everyone in the forest. Felix didn't want to be greedy anymore. Finally, the long dry spell came to an end, and rain started to fall. The once dry land became green and filled with delicious berries and nuts again. The forest was happy, and Felix started working hard to collect as many delicious berries as he can, but not for himself. This time he wanted to share with all the animals of the forest. Felix, who used to be known as the greedy fox, had become Felix the friendly fox. He was now loved and admired by all the animals in the forest. Everyone in the forest had learned an important lesson, that sharing and kindness make the world a better place. So they promised to always be kind to one another and share whatever they had. The story of Felix reminds us that sharing and kindness are the keys to a happy life. Sharing is like planting seeds of happiness. The more you share, the more happiness grows in your heart and in the world.